Alrighty, very happy Thursday, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on News 10 Plus. I am Taylor Gattoni, joined by Studio 10's Claudia Sella.
Hello, everyone.
Well, we both have the pink on today.
Yeah, I know.
And it's not Wednesday.
We do wear Wednesdays on pink, but we do
You do Wednesdays on pink?
We do. Wow, that was a.
Can you tell it's the end of the week?
Yeah. It's been a really long day. But I have a question for you before we talk about what's on Studio 10.
Bring it.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do believe in ghosts. Let's hear it.
Okay. Wait, why do you believe in ghosts? I want to know why.
Why? I've just always been intrigued by it. My family and I went to New Orleans and we were on this ghost tour. I was looking around for any orbs, little objects moving, anything. My grandma has seen ghosts before, and so she's told me, and I gobble that stuff up.
Yeah. I always believe it when it comes from my grandparents too, because they don't mess with that. So if I hear it from them, I'm like, I believe you.
And they've probably seen crazier things back in the day.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure. Well, if you believe in ghosts, you're gonna love our show today because
I'm
we
excited.
are talking about Frankenfest. Now, I've never been to Frankenfest.
I haven't either. I want to hear more.
So, but it's the third year that it's coming here. So it is a full festival of magic, madness, and I would say mystical art. Yes.
All right,
and
I want a
it's-
show. Here we go.
So it's at the Turner Dodge House, which already is just as spooky as possible.
That is sweet.
But you can walk through the house, but you can also, the whole entire lawn will have tons of artwork. Yeah, they let me walk through the lawn, and
Oh my goodness.
there was a lot of really spooky stuff in there, and I was just kind of like,
Is something going to pop up?
oh, no. Yeah,
Oh.
see, I just,
Let's
like I said,
keep it going again.
it's
Let's go.
Thursday. Yeah, so the house itself was built in, I believe, 1855 or 1865, and it already alone on its own is something for people to walk through, but they're going to have a lot of paranormal art there as well. There's a lot of mystical art that will be there. Vendors from all over the state, all over the country are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. And there's also the Michigan Paranormal Group. They're going to be there as well.
Okay, when is this happening?
This is this Saturday. I believe it's 9 in the morning, or I think you can start going to the vendors outside at about 9 in the morning, but at about 11 you can go inside the house. Yeah, it's very spooky, and it goes until 9 in the evening, which is perfect
Spooky
because
hours?
you don't want to be there when it's
Dark.
closed. Yeah, I used to work in a historical museum.
Okay.
And I would be there alone all the time and hear things, and it just gave me a feeling. That feeling I got there, I got at this house 10 times more. There's
Chills
something
right
there.
now.
Yeah, so you're gonna want to watch the show. We have everything. We talk to the people who run Frankenfest, and it's really intriguing. First off, how they got started in this. I just was interested. But you're not going to want to miss it because it's really cool.
All right.
But
I'm
that's not
looking
the
forward.
only cool thing we have on the
Yeah,
show
what
today.
else do we got?
Of course,
Keep talking about this.
I know I could talk about this kind of thing all day. But we are going to have a group on today with us. I'm sure you probably heard of them. I'm trying to.
We've heard of them before on here.
Yes. Fleetwood 4, and I have to look up their name every time because I almost want to say Fleetwood Mac every time.
Yeah.
But they're going to be on our show today, and they're fantastic. So we really just have a full. If you like music, if you like art, if you like all things spooky, you're really going to want to tune in today because it's one of my favorite days, I would say, because it's just so spooky. I just love spookiness. I don't know. I like spookiness in the summer
Yeah.
and the fall. I think that
All
this starts spooky season. We don't have to just be spooky in the fall.
I like that.
Yeah,
Why
so
not?
you're definitely gonna want to watch the show today because it's just so fun. So yeah, that's what we've got going on today.
All right. Thank you, Claudia. Well, you definitely want to tune in. I always tune in, but I want to tune in for this,
Absolutely.
for sure. If you want to stay up to date with Studio 10, here's where you can go. That is their website, their Instagram, and their Gmail, or their email, as well. So all you have to do is stay connected with them through those different avenues. Also, if you head to their YouTube page, look up at WILX Studio 10. And you can also stay up to date with any of their stories. If you miss anything, if you want to look back at anything, you can do that as well. So very exciting stuff coming up. Frankenfest this Saturday, and maybe getting a little spooky with possible chances of rain.
This weekend does have a chance for rain, but I think it's going to be on Sunday.
Oh,
So the Frankenfest, that's what it's called, right?
Frankenfest.
Yes, that should be okay on Saturday. It is going to be hot, though.
Okay. It is hot. I know. Let's take a look outside. This is our Delta Township cam. So if we take a look at that real quick.
Our Farm Bureau Insurance cam.
Farm Bureau Insurance. Sorry, I need to be more specific with that.
Yes,
Thank you, Colton.
in Delta Township.
And Delta Township. There you go. Yeah, traffic moving fine, but it kind of looks muggy and hot out there.
Yeah, it is pretty warm. We have temperatures that are in the 80s right now, but a little bit cooler than yesterday,
Okay.
which I'm not a fan of the heat, so I will take that. One of the things I don't like about the heat is that you can't really go outside unless you're like in a pool. Like there's nothing you can do to be cool outside in the heat, and that's my complaint. At least in the wintertime, you can like put on an extra coat and wear some hats and gloves and stuff like that, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, I relate. It's just I'm better in the heat. I can take it better because no matter how many jackets I put on, well, then I end up like a marshmallow, and that's uncomfortable. And then you're heated from it's too much.
No, I get it. I gotcha.
It depends. You just want like a 70. That's good.
Yeah, something in the middle.
Something little. All right, we'll take that. Let's take a look outside.
Yeah, let's talk about the weather. Our commentary.
Speaking of the heat.
But one of the things that we saw today, it's Thursday, and every Thursday we get an update with the drought monitor. So what I went and did is I did the math earlier today. The rainfall departure since May 1st. Again, I typed in all these numbers myself, so I had to get a calculator out,
We were
do some
busy
adding and
doing some
subtracting
math. No
today.
goods.
So, but what we're seeing is that we actually saw some severe drought conditions show up on the latest drought monitor, mainly between Grand Rapids and Lansing. So we are seeing the drought continue to get worse around the area. That's really not that surprising because the rain that we have seen as of late has done little to nothing to improve things around here.
Not at all.
And you can see that Lansing is running more than 5 inches below its normal rainfall since May 1st. Look at Grand Rapids closing in on 6 inches behind. So desperately need some rain. This is a very dry stretch, and it's just really unfortunate that it's happening at the beginning of the summer season, especially for our farmers. I was driving around a lot yesterday. I went down to Leslie, and the farm fields, through Ingham County just don't look all that great. Farmers are
so
trying their
dry.
best, but without the rain, it just doesn't look it's not very helpful. But things may change, and it may change in a nice direction. Now, we have an area of low pressure, which I'll show you it in just a second, but that will come in tomorrow. This will try to throw us a few showers during the afternoon. But I think most of us stay dry, and I think the best chance for this is going to be along and east of US 127. So again, Metro Detroit once again wins the jackpot tomorrow with its rain. But then as we get towards Sunday into Monday, I've increased the rain chance for Sunday a bit. It looks like we'll see some showers and thunderstorms develop during the afternoon, and then we'll see some more showers continue into Monday. And fingers crossed, right now models continue to show that we'll see some meaningful rain during this time frame. But one of the things that we'll be keeping an eye on Sunday is thunderstorms developing during the afternoon with a cold front. That's a good recipe right there. Cold front, afternoon, the timing of it is going to line up where it is not out of the question that we see maybe a strong thunderstorm or two on Sunday.
Any type of alert for people?
Not yet. We're
Okay.
going to hold off on that, but we're going to be watching that very closely. Obviously, we haven't had any sort of severe weather threat in quite some time. I think April or May
don't
was the
even
last
remember.
time. Yeah, so it's been a long time since we've seen that. We'll keep an eye on it. Things may change, but we'll actually get a new update from the Storm Prediction Center tomorrow when it comes to Sunday. But this is a 5-day rainfall, and you can see that this is showing some models do want to give us more than an inch of rain over the next 5 days, and we would take that, right? We need that.
How many inches are we behind?
5.
5.
Yes.
So yes, we could use 5 inches, but we'll even take an inch.
Oh, yeah, we'll take whatever we can get here. So I think the bulk of this, though, is going to happen on that Sunday. I really like this graphic. Shout out to Darren for
Thank you,
making
Darren.
this graphic. Sunday into Monday is our best opportunity at seeing some of that rain, especially on Monday. Depending on how it pans out, we could see a nice, consistent rain for majority of the day. Perfect, but it's tough because, we've had rain in the forecast before and it didn't pan out. So cautiously optimistic here.
A strange summer, yes.
Yeah, it has been a strange summer. And outside right now, 70s and 80s out there, but we have some clouds increasing, and we have seen those clouds increase throughout the day today, and we'll see that the clouds continue to be with us. Now, looking at satellite radar, suggesting maybe a little bit of rain in the parts of area. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a sprinkle or two today, but nothing meaningful today. It won't be until later on that we see some opportunities. But I mentioned that area of low pressure that's down to our south. There has been a ton of rain, a tremendous amount of rain down in the Carolinas. There's been some flash flooding concerns. It has been incredible just how much rain has fallen there. It's just been missing us. It just hasn't gotten here because of our weather pattern, but that may begin to change. So that low is going to try to come north through the day today and into tomorrow. It'll bring us some clouds, and then eventually it'll try to bring us some rain. I think the best opportunity for that is going to be tomorrow, and we're going to see the opportunity for a few showers, especially during the afternoon hours of our day tomorrow, and we'll see just a few showers, though. It's not going to be anything crazy. The temperatures tomorrow are going to be held in check. It's not going to be quite as warm.
Yeah, it's cooler.
So we'll likely be stuck in the 70s tomorrow. Our temperature for Friday has actually just been dropping and dropping here with this. But then I want to move ahead to the weekend. Saturday is going to be a dry day. We're kind of in between systems. That low that I mentioned is going to move north, is actually going to move east. So then that gets out of here, and our next system is still to the west. So we'll be in between systems on Saturday. Likely going to be a hot day. We'll see some sunshine, temperatures in the upper 80s. Okay. And this weekend, we're also going to notice our humidity levels beginning to climb. So especially by Sunday, it is going to be feeling more humid.
Any recommendations for people at home? Probably close the doors, keep
humidity is tough. We haven't seen a humid day in a while, because we've seen heat, but it has been a dry heat. But humidity obviously just makes it tough when you're outside to cool down because you can't sweat, you can't cool off, and things like that. So, so that's what we'll see on Sunday. Temperatures will probably be in the 80s, but when we're looking at chances for thunderstorms, right? So we do the acronym. This is something we used to do with Crystal.
All right, I'm ready. Let's
so
do this.
It's called SLIM. Shear, lift, instability, and moisture. So those are the 4 ingredients we look for when you want severe weather. Not when you want to get severe weather.
Right. That's how it happens.
So shear, that's the question mark for this one.
Okay.
Lift, something that can provide lift in the atmosphere is a cold front. We'll have a cold front.
So that when you're talking about all the air pressures, is that what you're meaning with that?
Yeah, so you need something to come in that's so thunderstorms are created by rising air. In fact, all type of weather is created by rising air. And then, so that could be a low pressure system. You get a ton of rising air, and that's what you need. So that's what you need for thunderstorms.
Okay.
So the lift. So something that can come in and produce that lift. A low pressure system, a cold front, things like that, those all can provide lift.
Right.
We'll have that. Instability. Instability means warm days when it's sunny outside, that provides a lot of instability. A lot of energy can build up in the atmosphere when it's hot and when it's muggy.
Oh, yeah.
Moisture. You need moisture.
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about how it's going to get more humid, so there's going to be more moisture in the air. So that's why some of the ingredients are coming together on Sunday for potentially seeing some of those stronger thunderstorms.
We just need to measure them out correctly.
Yeah, you need the right balance of each of them for it to happen.
Baking.
So that's what we're keeping an eye on. I don't want people to think that it's going to be anything crazy at this point. We're just watching for the possibility. But it does look like we'll probably see some showers and storms on Sunday. But let's take us back to the graphic because I want to show you what happens on Monday. So this is going to be coming with a cold front and an area of low pressure. So the low actually gets stuck over us. So look at Monday.
Oh, boy,
that's probably
so
the most
green
we have seen on one of our graphics in quite some time.
Impressive.
Showing that we may see some showers continue into Monday, and then it probably won't be until Tuesday that all of this begins to kind of move away from us. And you can see by Wednesday it is east of us. But then there may also be other opportunities for rain towards next weekend. So a bit of a different weather pattern setting up here. Our temperatures next week are not going to be as warm. I did put the high at 89 for both Saturday and Sunday. A little tricky, the Sunday high, dependent on when those thunderstorms move in.
Yeah.
It could be cooler, could be slightly warmer, depending on the timing there. And then Monday, Tuesday have highs in the 70s. I can tell you right now, it very well could be cooler than that. If we see those showers continue throughout the day, some of our models really want to keep us cool for Monday and Tuesday. So
it's way too hot out there.
Right, so I'm leaving it in the middle 70s for now, and then we'll stay into the 70s and 80s through the rest of next week. And what I want to comment about, I'm keeping the forecast in the 70s. That's the benefit of an actual meteorologist, right?
Yes.
When you look at a weather app or anything like that, that is just one computer model and what they think at that time that will update several times throughout the day. But what I can do is I can look at all those computer models, but I know that models will change. I didn't want to go too drastically low. I didn't want to keep it too warm. So we'll keep an eye on that Monday, Tuesday time frame,
Yeah.
temperature-wise.
Temperature-wise. So look at that. 80s today. We drop a little bit tomorrow. We go way back up over the weekend, but then because of those rain chances, we're actually going back down like Colton was talking about. That's really interesting. All right. And yes, if you want to stay up to date with all of these changes, you want to listen to our meteorologists. And when we're talking about certain apps and things, they don't always update you, but there is one app that is going to update you all the time on all the different systems. It is the First Alert weather app, Colton.
And you know, the best thing about the First Alert weather app is that, at least for the Lansing area, the forecast that you see in that app is my forecast, right? The 7-day you see in that is my forecast.
Yeah.
It's very useful. And then, of course, if we get severe weather heading into this weekend, it'll give you push notifications. You'll get video updates. You'll get a ton of useful resources. But we'll keep an eye on Sunday. This is the point where we just want to give you that first alert, right? That we are tracking the potential for something, and we'll see what ends up happening with that. It's still pretty far out. Severe weather's kind of tricky. You know, you can see some of the ingredients that far out, but it's kind of like a snowstorm, right? If we were 4 days from a snowstorm, we're not going to tell you we're going to get X amount of snow.
That's why you always keep checking back in,
Right.
because things change. It's the weather.
It does, and you know, the closer we get, the more confident we are, and yeah, so that's what we're seeing.
We also live in the state of Michigan where things are constantly changing. We could get all types of weather in just one day.
Yes, and we have giant lakes that surround us, so it makes it even more interesting when it comes to forecasting.
Interesting is a good word to put in place for that. But there are a lot of things happening this weekend that could be impacted by those rain chances. So we're going to see what's coming up in our later newscast so we can let you know before they happen. Coming up during First at 4 today on Mid-Michigan Matters. I know they were on Studio 10 yesterday, but we're hitting a little bit more hard newsy today during First at 4. We are bringing in Cameo King again for Black Girl Day of Play happening this weekend. And so a lot of great things to talk about. Yes, it's a fun event talking about expressing yourself, expressing your joy, your freedoms, but it's also talking about overcoming adversity in our community, especially for young Black girls in our community and all women. So we'll be bringing in Cameo King to talk about overcoming these challenges and the importance and significance of the event this weekend. News 10 at 5, the Charlotte Bluegrass Festival kicks off its 51st year today, and we have all the sights and sounds coming up News 10 at 5. Then at 5:30, our Fred Human introduces us to the new women's basketball head coach at MSU, Robin Fralick, and gives us an update on her early days on the job. Fralick, there we go, my apologies, Robin Fralick, in today's of human interest. And then coming up, News 10 at 6, Consumers Energy warning consumers and customers, of an online scam. They're sharing what to look out for so you do not become a victim. And then we have our reporters out live in the field right now, so we're going to see what they have going on coming up in our 90 minutes of news.
Thanks, Taylor. Attorney General Dana Nessel has just announced charges against 3 individuals accused of collecting fraudulent signatures for candidates in the 2022 governor race. I'm Riley Connell, and if you join us for News 10 First at 5, I'll tell you a little bit more about what these charges mean and what some lawmakers say needs to change moving forward. Tanaya, tell us what you're working on.
Thanks, Riley. A new delivery service has made its way to Lansing, but that's not all the Red Bike delivery service has to offer. Find out more today on News 10 at 5. Aaron, what are you working on?
Thanks, Tanaya. I'm Erin Bowling, and I'm at the new McLaren in Lansing to get a closer look at their new MRI machine. This new machine will cut MRI times by up to 75%. Not only will MRIs be much faster, but they'll also be much clearer thanks to the help of AI. I'll have more on how they're revolutionizing MRIs in mid-Michigan on News 10 at 5:30. Justin, what are you working on today?
Thanks, Aaron. With the summer finally here, festival season is in full swing. We're talking faster horses, electric forest. I'll have tips coming up about how you can stay safe and make sure those around you are safe. Now let's head on over and see how things are going with Amaya.
Thanks, Justin. I'm here in Grand Rapids at the preliminary hearing for Sean Pitala. I'll have more information on that starting tonight in our 90 minutes of news.
Taylor, back to you at the desk.
All right. Thank you, Riley, Tanaya, Aaron, Justin, and Amaya for sharing what you have coming up today during our 90 minutes of news. Anything else to look forward to besides those increased chances of rain, Colton?
Well, we'll have a breakdown coming up at Studio 10 at 3 o'clock if you want to tune on over to Channel 10. And then, of course, first at 4, we'll have another update of your forecast.
All right. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.